Hey, what is up? James here, and in this video I want to talk about how you can win at trading every single month, all right? Or almost every single month. I'm just going to talk about how you can win at trading. This was a really big breakthrough for me in the last couple months, and the way I'm going to really kind of show you this is to show you a case study, because I was in a trade yesterday that really followed my trading plan to a T. And I mean, at the beginning of the trade, I predicted every target all the way through up to the top. I sold off at the top, and now I'm buying back in on the dip. Like, every part of it, if there's a couple things that you just need to look for. And if you really learn these things, then you can win at trading. You may not win every trade, but you can win most months that you're trading. Okay, you can have most of the months that you trade to be in profit, and that's really the goal, right? To keep stacking your portfolio. So what I'm going to do in this video, again, I'm going to kind of show you a case study and kind of point out some of those things. I'm not going to be able to give you all the details of each of these things, but hopefully it will open your eyes to like the power of trading and how emotional how the emotional cycle of trading like just repeats itself over and over and over, and you can really predict these markets. Maybe not 100% of the time, but you can be right 70% of the time, 80% of the time, and it's amazing, really. Okay, so I'm going to point this out. I have Fibonacci extension lines drawn on this chart. I'm actually going to delete these real quick. We'll kind of look at this and you can watch my previous video on this trade. I did a video earlier, or yesterday I think, on this trade while I was in the trade and I was in profit already, and I kind of said what I was going to be looking for, right? And then now you can watch this video. I'm out of the trade, and I got out of the trade and I just got back in on this little dip here, okay? But I want to kind of give you the update to the previous video. So if you watch that previous video, I think it'll really help you, all right? So this is XLM. This is called Lumen or Stellar. I think the symbol on Poloniex is STR. On BitterX, it's XLM. But this is a 15-minute candlestick chart. So I'm on the 15-minute chart. I'm using TradingView.com to look at the charts. And here's what's really cool. Like, we trade Elliot waves, okay? We trade Elliot waves. And so you'll find that in markets, Elliot waves just paint themselves over and over and over again, all right? Like, a market cycle to us is very simple. So this is what we were looking for on XLM. We had a really good entry. Well, looking back, I didn't have the best entry. I got in right here around the 350 mark, I think, is where I got in. Okay, so I didn't have the best. I actually did have some lumen from back here in the accumulation phase, so that was a really good entry. But the main entry I had yesterday, well, it wasn't the best. I probably shouldn't have chased it. I should have waited until it came back down in this little dip here. So I didn't do that perfectly, but here's what the waves do, what the waves paint. All right, so this is what we always look for when we trade. Okay, we always look for that first wave up, and we usually don't chase that trade or chase the coin when it's going up, because there will always be a retracement. It doesn't matter how hard a coin is pumping, how fast it's going, there will be a retracement. There will be a retracement. So we don't ever chase coins, or we try not to. I've done it from time to time, unless you can really catch it at the bottom, you know. And I felt like I still had a decent entry, even though I wasn't really chasing it. I just knew it was pumping. I kind of caught it at the right spot. Plus, I knew I was trading it on a smaller time frame. So what happens is you have this 1, and it comes down to the 2, and then you have a 3 that goes up, and then it comes back down on the 4, and then you have the 5 that goes up, okay? And then what happens is, so I bought in down here, and I sold here at the top. I think I sold around 530, 525, something like that. And then what we have that comes next is this. And again, I want you to understand, like, as I'm showing you this video is about how to win at trading. And the reason I'm showing you kind of these details is because this is something that repeats itself over and over and over and over and over again. It will never stop repeating itself, because it's a mathematical prediction on how emotional psychology works and how emotions work, right? It works over and over and over and over and over. So if you learn these patterns, if you learn this setup, then you can trade in any market. It will work in Forex, it will work in other markets. In crypto, it's very easily painted. So in Forex, it might not be as easily discerned. In cryptocurrency, it works phenomenally, right? So what you have is, again, you have this, then we're going to have a retracement, right? So once it hits the top, it's going to come down. There's going to be an A, there's going to be a B, and then usually there's going to be a C. Sometimes there's a D and E, but a lot of times when in a bullish market, when coins are going up, there's a ABC, okay? And then that kind of finishes off this market cycle. Now what it's doing right now is it's getting ready, hopefully, to start a new market cycle, right? And what's really cool is that these waves, they fractal out in all time frames. So what ends up happening is this ends up becoming a big 1, and then this is a 2, and then there's going to be a big 3, come down to 4, and then a big impulsive wave up on the 5, okay? So this is a bigger time frame. All right. So yesterday, what we traded was on the 15-minute chart. It was really, really good trade. We got in at 350, and we got out at let me see. Got in at 350, 349. We got out at 530, I believe. Okay, so we had about 51% gain yesterday. That was within 24 hours, and so it's powerful. Like I have, know of people that trade in Forex and stocks, and if they can make 10% in a day, they are pumped out of their mind. But in crypto, the gains that we're still, like, I don't like to trade anything, like get into a trade, unless I can predict or I can find the target that's at least a 30% gain. That's how powerful trading cryptocurrency is, okay? That's why this is so powerful. So here's what ended up happening. All right, I sold off here at the top. We actually knew where the target was going to be in the vicinity, and I'll actually show you really fast. Again, you may not understand all the details of how to do this since this is kind of a shorter video, but all I did is I took a Fibonacci extension, okay, and let's do it off of this first wave, okay? So what I did is off of this first wave here, I took this Fibonacci extension tool and I went to the top of this, just this first wave set. Let's say we didn't see any of this other stuff, all right? I took the tool and I started here at the top and I bring it down, okay? I bring it down to right there at the bottom, and you can see that I put it down here at the bottom of this first pump up, and then it gives me these extensions in price, okay, with this Fibonacci tool. And you can see that this 1.618 is a lot of times where this second pump goes up to, and it hit right about that line. It hit like almost literally right there. Another way you can predict a target is you can take a line and you can draw it from the bottom of this, like the length of this first pump, and then you can actually take that exact same line and go from the bottom of the second one. And what happens in cryptocurrency is a lot of times the second pump is a little bit longer than the first one or the same length. So it's usually not shorter, okay? So that's why you can see here that line would have been right about there, and then the wave actually went a little bit longer, which is what we were expecting. So we were expecting this one to go up to 448, and then we did the exact same thing to get the target of the third and final pump up, or the number 5 point, okay? Because you have 3 pumps going up. So you have the 1 going up, 2 going down, the 3 going up, the 4 going down, the 5 going up, right? And so that's how we were able to predict these targets. It's really and then the same thing, like the top of the 5 a lot of times comes to the 2.618, right? And so we knew that was going to be around 542. I was trying to be a little conservative and make sure that I got out. It was also really late at night last night, so I wanted to get to sleep. So I just sold it off at like 5:30, wanted to go to bed. But I knew I was selling into the top. What you want to do in these markets is sell into the hype, sell into the greed, and you want to buy the fear and buy the panic, all right? So when everybody else is panicking, freaking out, you want to buy. When everybody else is like, oh my gosh, this coin's going to the moon, this thing is going up like crazy, you want to sell, okay? It's just the emotional, like, wait, you don't want to follow the masses in trading these markets. Okay, so it's so cool, and it was so exciting, man. I think I made about $1,000 on this trade. I think I had like $2,000 in it. And then we just bought back in here at the dip, because now what we are trading really is more something like this. Okay, so now what we're seeing is on a 2-hour chart. This is really just the 1 and the 2. Okay, so we have the we're gonna have, it's just Elliot waves. This is what we trade, right? So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4. These aren't exact targets. I'm just kind of giving you the general concept of what's going to happen, hopefully. And again, technical analysis is what it is. Like, it works until it doesn't work anymore. It is what it is. Like, this is a really powerful thing. I followed a few people, watched a ton of videos, been through a lot of training, been reading books. Like, this is one of the most powerful things I've ever learned in trading, is how to trade Elliott wave theory. It works over and over and over again. Okay, so this is how we're going to play this trade. So you know, I played it yesterday from the bottom, sold off at the top. I bought back in here at the 2. I'm going to try to sell off at the 3, or I may just ride it all the way up to the 5. So one thing, like, I'm not telling you to get in on this trade, because depending on when you watch this video, but if you were to buy in at the 2 and you wanted to ride it all the way up at the top, you just can't freak out whenever it goes up and then it retraces. That's when a lot of people get screwed over, or they mess themselves up, right? Because when they see a retracement, they panic, right? And people sell, and then it takes off again, right? So markets move in these waves. They don't ever just move straight up or straight down. They move in waves. They move in cycles. And the faster you can wrap your head around how these markets move, the faster you're going to be able to profit from them. You really have to zoom out, and it's not that you have to like master your emotions. It's more that you just have to have perspective, and you just have to understand how emotions are playing a part in these markets. So anyways, guys, that's really it. I want to tell you, like, you learn Elliott wave theory, you learn how to use Fibonacci, you learn how to use this RSI, and you learn how to use Ikemochi clouds. I don't even know if I said it right, but those are the indicators that I use. You can crush it in trading, right? I'm still kind of fairly new to trading crypto, but it's been amazing. It's been awesome. So this is like what I'm doing pretty much. And I love it. So anyways, I hope you like this video. I hope it gave you some insight into how you can win at trading. I firmly believe, I know this video, when I say win at trading, this was more of a technical analysis perspective, but that's what I trade. I don't trade fundamentals. I don't trade news. I don't trade rumors. I don't trade ICOs. Hey, this coin's at 1 cent and it's going to be worth $5 in 2 weeks. I don't trade that. I usually don't chase coins up. I actually love that. I would love for more coins to come out and pump extremely hard. Everybody think it's going to the moon, and then I wait for the retracement and buy the retracement and then ride it the rest of the way up. That's how we play these markets. So you don't ever have to chase coins. You don't ever have to chase a market. Just learn these waves, and you can get in on any trade. Like, and you don't have to guess either. Like, wait for the chart to show you and give you a trade setup. You don't have to guess at this stuff. I remember I used to think that trading was really like super risky, and on one hand it can be, you know, for a lot of people it probably is. On the other hand, it doesn't have to be so risky. Like, you can, if you learn technical analysis and you learn Elliott wave theory and you learn a couple things, and you have a solid trading plan, and you always trade your plan and you always plan your trade, then you can win at trading. And if you don't, like, don't treat this like gambling, right? Don't go all in on a trade. That's ridiculous. But if you're putting 5% on each trade of your trading capital, or you're putting 10%, maybe 2%, whatever it is, but create a trading plan and follow it consistently, and that's how you win, you know? Because I've even had a string of trades, 3 or 4 trades in a row, where I got stopped out at 5 or 10% loss. But then you have those 2 trades where you make 125% gains, 50% gains, you know, 46% gains, and it's just, you can win. You can win at trading if you're consistent and if you have a trading plan. So anyways, guys, that's it. If you're interested in learning more, I have a link in the description below. That's it. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.